Hey everybody, I'm Jacob Castro and welcome to another video here on Jacob's Aquarium. So today I'm going to be bringing you guys the first episode of Super Pond. And what I mean by that is I'm going to be making a series of videos dedicated to showing you the progression and giving you guys updates on new things that I add to Super Pond, new plants that I add to Super Pond, modifications that I make, all kinds of stuff, because I started to notice a trend with ponds that I built. I can never just leave them alone. I can never just build one and just not mess with it. I'm always doing something with it. I'm either adding plants, which is the most common thing, but something less common that I'm doing is making alterations. Like I added another pump, for example, when I had two before. So things like that. So in this first episode, I'm just going to give you guys a tour of Super Pond and show you guys a few updates that I made. And in the future, that's what this series of videos will basically be, just updates on Super Pond, okay? So sit back, relax, and enjoy. So Super Pond's been set up for about, I would say, almost 3 weeks to a month now, I'm pretty sure. I'm really bad with timing, guys. Like when people say, oh yeah, we did that last week, I think it was like, a month ago. I'm really bad with timing. But anyways, it's been a cool minute, since Super Pond's been set up. And I did run into some problems when I first set up the pond. I had an algae bloom, but I took care of that using API Algae Fix. I love that stuff, by the way. It's worked every time for me. I talk about it in almost all my live shows and all my videos pretty much. So I've since taken care of that, and the next thing that I really wanted to start focusing on, I can't talk today, was giving the plants nutrients and how I could give the plants nutrients. Now I thought about it and I was like, well, I could buy some fish, put some fish in the pond, feed them a lot, they'll produce waste, plants will consume the waste. I could buy some liquid nutrients. I could do that as well, although it'd be really expensive because, liquid nutrients are, expensive for the little amount that you get, and that little amount doesn't go a long way. I could make my own fertilizers, but do I really want to do that right now? Not really. I don't feel like sitting at a table with a scale and measuring out dry ingredients like I'm making drugs or something. I don't feel like doing that right now. But I will in the future, because the product that I'm about to talk about is really expensive and it is not lasting long for me. So what I decided to do was I decided to do both. I decided to buy some fish and dose some liquid nutrients. So I cruised on over to Amazon because I have Amazon Prime, and I figured I'd take advantage of that, get some free 2-day shipping, and I picked up some Flourish Advance. Now, I don't know how long this stuff has been on the market. It's pretty new to me. I've never seen this one before, so I thought I'd give it a try because it's supposed to promote like budding out, it's supposed to it's supposed to promote plants to grow and produce runners and things like that, pretty much like all the nutrients out there, but supposedly this one in particular focuses on plants propagation and helping them propagate themselves. In other words, actually I should have said that, so I thought I'd give it a try, and so far, I think it's been working. I mean, I haven't noticed like a huge difference with my plants. Like they're not, producing runners like crazy, but I have to say they do look noticeably healthier. They do look noticeably stronger. The root systems are developing a lot faster on my jungle valve plants, which is great because my jungle valve plants always come in bad shape because they're so sensitive to shipping. So the faster I can get them, up and running, the better for my customers, especially, So yeah, I've noticed some significant improvements in my plants, but not like nothing mind-blowing. But then again, I haven't been using this stuff for like a month, so I can't really say. I just started dosing it like a week ago, but I think even though I started dosing it a week ago, to notice improvements like that, that quick is pretty good. But yeah, I'm thinking, towards the future, this stuff will really work well. But thing is, it's so expensive. This was $54 on Amazon, and this treats, let's see, 8,000 gallons. My system is 1,200 gallons, and it's recommended that you dose this stuff daily or weekly to promote healthy plant growth, as it says on the bottle. So if I'm doing that, I'm gonna go through like $300-400 worth of fertilizers, a month, and I could I really wish I could buy this stuff just wholesale, you know, at a business cost, since I have a business license and seller's permit and all that stuff, and just, you know, get it at a cheaper price. But, you know, I can't find a supplier for this. I've contacted CCAM. They never respond to me for some reason. I do remember, though, way back in the day, like when I first started, I was working with sea-dwelling creatures in Los Angeles. And they could actually get the stuff for me. But the wholesale prices were not that much different from the retail prices. So I was like, there's no point, you know? So, I mean, I could continue to use this stuff. I probably could find a supplier for it, but it would still be expensive. Versus buying the dry ingredients from like greenleafaquariums.com and making my own fertilizers, which that's what I actually plan to do in the future, because, you know, that stuff lasts a lot longer. You get more of it, and you can have fertilizers for, you know, months, versus, you know, using this stuff that only lasts me like maybe, I don't know, a week if I'm dosing it daily. So it makes more sense to use the dry ingredients instead. But so far, as far as liquid nutrients, that's what I've been using. That's what I have been using in the pond, and it's working quite well. And I would say I'm overall satisfied with the results I'm getting from using Flourish Advanced. So I would recommend this product if you have a small aquarium, because then you can make it last a lot longer, because it is kind of expensive. But if you have a large aquarium, I would say make your own fertilizers, because this stuff is just way too darn expensive. And the next thing that I did was I bought some fish, and I'm actually really excited to show you guys these fish, because I haven't had this kind of fish, or this type of fish, in a long time. And when I was at PetSmart and I was browsing the fish department, I saw them, and I was just like, oh, I remember those days. I remember those days having goldfish. So yes, I got some goldfish, and take a look. Aren't they cute? Oh my gosh, look at them, they're so cute. I bought 2 Orandas. One seems to be more of like a white and orange Oranda. The other one seems to be kind of more orange, you know, in color. But either way, I just think they look so cute. That's one thing I just love about goldfish. They're such cute little creatures. And, you know, being that they're goldfish, we all know goldfish are poop factories. So they're going to produce a lot of waste, which is no problem at all, because I have thousands of plants in the pond that are ready for that waste. They are ready to get that natural fertilizer, you know? And so I decided to go with goldfish specifically just for that, because I know they produce a lot of waste. And, you know, I would say also because I just think they're freaking cute. So the goldfish will be living in the sump filter, because, you know, if you guys are experienced with goldfish, you know that they are not the best in planted tanks. I remember back in the day, I thought I was, you know, the know-it-all guy. I knew everything about planted aquariums. Nobody could tell me anything different. And I put 3 large Chinese Ranchu goldfish in a planted tank that had dwarf baby tears. And I'm like, oh, this is cute. This is cool, you know? But my smiles then faded when, you know, an hour later, there were no plants left in the tank. The fish decided to turn the dwarf baby tears into a salad. The stem plants in the back were chopped down to nothing pretty much. And that was that. There was no more planted tank. So the goldfish can't go in the big part of the pond, but they're gonna live in the sump filter, and there's plenty of room in there. It's an 80-gallon tank. They have plenty of room to swim around. I'm just gonna have 2 in there. I'm not gonna have more than 2. I don't want the sump to get really crowded and, you know, for there to be an overwhelming amount of fish waste. You know, I just want there to be a little bit going into the pond, and rely mostly on liquid nutrients for my plants. So yeah, that's that. I'm dosing liquid nutrients now, and I bought some goldfish, and I couldn't be happier, because it looks like the goldfish are doing their job. They're producing a lot of waste as I bump into the roof of the greenhouse. And the liquid nutrients are working good as well. Now let's cut to the voiceover part of the video, where I'm gonna show you guys all the plants in the pond, how they currently look, and some new additions that we added to the website as well. Let's take a look. All right, guys, so I got a lot of nice plants to show you today. You can see the pond is fully stocked. We got so many plants in here. First and foremost, you see my dwarf baby tears and my Java fern plants in those pond baskets. And here is a new addition, Bacopa caroliniana, to the website. Right next to that, I have Oslot green, another new addition. Beautiful, beautiful sword. And right next to that one, I have Marble Queen Sword, another gorgeous, gorgeous sword with that white and green speckled color on the leaves. And right next to that, I have Ruffle Sword. Those are the new additions to the website. And actually, I shouldn't stop there because there are some more additions that you'll see later in the video. Right here we have, I forgot the name. I'll put it on the screen right now. I should have done my research before I did this voiceover. There's some Jungle Val. We got a lot of those. Look at that. Love Jungle Val. Anubias plants right there. All kinds of Anubias plants. Pretty much everything we sell. This box is a mix of Anubias and Madagascar lace plants. Some more Apongaton plants right there and Anubias. Dwarf aquarium lilies. Look at those lilies. They look gorgeous. Look at that red coloration. Beautiful. Apongaton crispus right here. Beautiful Apongaton plant. This is Cryptocaryon brown right there. Myro green. Look at all that lush Myro green. Looking beautiful. And here is Blixa arbuteri, I believe you pronounce it. I'm going to butcher these names. I already know I am. Here is Crypt Blassie, a very, very beautiful crypt. Here is Rotala macrandra. You can see it's currently in its immersed form, and then it is transitioning, as you can see as well. And here's a new addition to the website. This one is called Calucansen's Val. I think I didn't pronounce that correctly. But I know you can't really see it. I just have two tiny pieces of this growing out in the pond right now, but it's a beautiful Val. Very, very great, lovely red coloration. There's some tiger lotus plants right there, looking beautiful as always. Banana plants right here. And right next to that, I have some Monte Carlo that I'm attempting to grow out because a lot of you guys have requested that plant, but I really can't find a supplier for it, so I'm trying to grow that myself. This plant is called Crypt lutea. It's another Cryptocaryon species. Here is Microsword. We got a lot of that in stock right now. Here is Crypt lutea right there. Beautiful crypt species. And right in front of that, we got some Dwarf Sagittaria. That's been in the hobby forever. And you can see that I have tons of space for new plants as well. Look at all this empty space. This is what makes Super Pond Super Pond. It is just so big. Even after I've added some new plants to the website and practically filled up the pond, there's still more space for more plants. It's just never full. So yeah, and there's a sump filter with the fish. Oh my gosh, how cute. Oh my gosh, I love my new goldfish. They're so cute. So now let's continue to the other side of the pond. Got some Java moss right here. Some bulbitis right there, and some dwarf baby tears, and I'm attempting to grow it as well. Again, you guys request dwarf baby tears a lot, so I'm trying to keep that in stock by growing it myself. That was glossostigma right there, giant hairgrass right there, and then blue hygro in front of that. Here is some cardamom lyrata right there, and some broadleaf sagittaria right there. And right in diagonal of that is Proserpinica palustris, beautiful plant. And right below that, Cryptocaryon green. Love Cryptocaryon green. That's some contortion val right here, looking beautiful as always. And some dwarf hair grass. We finally got that back on the website. Some anacris right there. And right above that, some Creeping Charlie. Funny name. And then some Hygrophila wisteria right there. And right below that, Rotala indica. Beautiful, beautiful Rotala. As you can see, there's some immersed Rotala in there as well. Transitioning. Pearlweed, trying to grow that out as well. You guys have requested that a lot, so I'm trying to grow that out as quickly as I can. And above that, compact hygro. And then, or sorry, that was Hygrophila coriambosa. And then right beside that, Amazon swords. That bin is empty. That's where Loewigia dark red goes. Here we have some Loewigia parensis, a beautiful, beautiful variety of Loewigia. In the back, we have some water sprite right there. Here is compact hygro. Really, really beautiful species of Hygrophilia. Right below that, we have some Bacopa moneri, or by its common name, moneywort. And then we have some Scarlet Temple right there. Not too much of that. I'm trying to grow that out as well. Above that, narrow-leaf Sagittaria. Right beside that, Retrospiralis crazy name. I love this species of crypt because of the shape of the leaves. It's all crinkled and everything. Looks awesome. Below that, Oriental swords. Love Oriental swords because it has some nice pink coloration. Right beside that, Hygrophila willow. And right above that, Cryptocaryon red. Beautiful species of crypt. Has that red coloration on the stems. Right beside that, Pongaton bovinianus. Love, love, love that one. Right below that, Kleiner bar sword. Very, very, very popular sword. And Armenia gracilis is supposed to be right there, but we don't have too much of that left. And here's some jungle val runners that I'm trying to grow out. Again, you guys request jungle val a lot, so I'm trying to grow that out as much as I can so I can keep that in stock on the website. And come on, Jacob, move the camera. You can do it. That's enough of the jungle val. I know you love jungle val. That's enough. Come on, come on. Okay, there we go. Regular baby tears right next to that. And right below that, red flame swords. Love red flame swords. Such beautiful coloration. Lowigia repens right there. And then above that, chain swords. Chain swords are really awesome swords. Or foreground plants, I should actually say. I don't even think they're swords. This plant is a cardinal plant. Beautiful, beautiful plant. Love that one. Doesn't keep its purple coloration, though, when it's grown submerged. Below that is Crypt pontidifolia. I love that name, by the way. And right next to that one, red Reuben sword. Beautiful species of sword. Love the red coloration. And above that, last but not least, Ludwigia ovalis. Oh, sorry, there's one more. Oh, wait, no, there's not one more. We already talked about that bin. That was Dwarf Sagittaria. Now let's talk about the new pump that I added to Super Pond. I took off my sunglasses. That wasn't a good idea. It's so bright out here. So as you can see, you got tons of plants in the pond available for you guys, all really healthy, looking great. Now let's talk about a modification I made to Super Pond. I know I'm making modifications like every day, it seems like, but let's talk about that now. Alright, so as you guys know, I had two 1,000 gallon per hour pumps pumping water back into the pond. But I started to notice that there were some dead spots in the pond and there was some debris accumulating in those dead spots. So I decided to add a third 1,000 gallon per hour pump. So now there is three pumping a total of 3,000 gallons per hour back into the pond. I should actually say though that the pumps do lose some GPH because they're pumping water such a distance into the pond. They lose a little bit of head pressure. So I would say it's probably a little under 3,000 gallons. I'm guessing maybe like 2,800 gallons or so. But still, there's a good turnover rate of water going from the pond into the filter. The pond is 1,200 gallons, so anything above that or double that is great. So that's more than double, so it's actually perfect. So it's turning over all the water in the pond twice in an hour pretty much. And as you can see, I changed the placement of the plumbing. The plumbing was originally on the outside of the pond, and I thought that looked kind of ugly, so I routed it inside of the pond in between the containers, and I think the pond looks so much more cleaner like that. So I love the way the pond is set up now, and there's plenty of water movement in the pond now. And I just thought I'd show you guys that I also set up my auto top-off system. This auto top-off system is really important because I can't be at the nursery every day to continue to fill up the sump with water. So having this auto top-off system that keeps the sump at the optimum water level consistently for a long period of time is very, very beneficial. And now that I have fish in the sump filter, it's also for their safety as well, because I don't want to run the risk of the sump getting really, really low or bone dry because I'm away for so long, and without water, fish can't survive. So the auto top-off system was a necessity for this filter. So I'm glad I finally got that set up. It's making my life a lot easier managing the pond. And last but not least, I also want to show you guys that I got the UV sterilizer set up. This is a 9-watt UV sterilizer. I know that may seem small for the system that I have, but believe it or not, guys, it's keeping the water crystal clear. And I'm using a little Active Aqua. I think that's a 150 gallon per hour pump to run the UV sterilizer. I've turned down the water flow so that the water passes more slowly over the UV bulb. And as I said, and as you can actually see, you've seen the water in the pond. It is crystal clear. So the UV sterilizer is definitely doing its job, and I'm glad I finally got that up and running as well. Alright, so that pretty much does it for this video here on Jacob's Aquarium. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really, really appreciate it. If you'd like to buy any of the plants you've seen in this video, please visit my website, jacobsaquarium.com, where I have almost 100 different species of aquatic plants to choose from. And also don't forget to check me out on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. All my social media links will be in the description below. Also, please subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. Let's grow this channel to something big and huge and amazing. That would be awesome. I love you guys so much. Thank you for all the love and support. Have fun with your tanks, and I will see you next time.